Well, with you, it's been a few days since we've jumped on here. Just been very, very busy with a lot of stuff. Got family in town. Jump straight to it. Government shutdown, still shut down. But by tomorrow night, my assumption is they'll be open. But can we just say, wow, Democrats? A week ago tonight, you were celebrating, like, look at us, look what we did. We just did all this great stuff. We won all these races we were supposed to win. But it's, you won them by a shit ton. So there was that. And then within a few days, you had Schumer going, look, we'll do a short-term thing and 1 year of subsidies on Obamacare. And we'll negotiate the rest of the year to try to get these subsidies. Either we'll fix it, do whatever we're going to do. And from there to the weekend, all of a sudden, floop, there it goes. And boom, lo and behold, the Democrats, and everybody's like, why did they do it? Why did they do it? First of all, Schumer's done. Okay, we just straight out, he's done. He's got neutered. He's out of touch. The fact is, they said, they even came out and said, well, we negotiated with him. You didn't negotiate. You were going to do what you're going to do. And why were you going to do what you're going to do? Because you had zero repercussions. You have no repercussions. Hurting the economy was a bigger issue, obviously, in the short term. Long term, you don't have to worry. It's the beauty of the Senate. It's a more deliberate body, meaning they don't have to follow the whims of social media, what goes on. They're not being voted in every 2 years. Everybody there's safe. Some are retiring, Dick Durbin. Others, they're not going to be anywhere near an election for years. So they had nothing to worry about. And so they chose this. Somebody like Tim Kaine, vast majority of the people he represents, well, they're workers of the government out there in Virginia. So again, it goes back to they were going to do what they needed to do in their mind. And they think this is it. Now, good news is government kind of coming back. Bad news is government coming back, so they'll probably figure out a way to spend more money. The issue, though, of Obamacare now becomes an issue that the Republicans need to fix. And when I talk about this, I get a lot of people going, it's not their problem. It is their problem because you're government. And you've told everybody for years how you've got the fix for this, and you've got this, and you've got that. And everybody's miserable and unhappy with Obamacare, and the prices are too much, and blah, 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 blah. Then when push came to shove, you had no replacement for it. None. Zero zilch. Well, now you have to figure it out. And we would love to say, don't worry about Obamacare. It's going to take care of itself. Things will get fixed now that the subsidies are out there. The free market will work itself out. That's not the way this is going to work. You and I both know this. It's going to stay super ass expensive, and it's going to cost people their insurance, and it's going to frustrate the hell out of people. And the Republicans, this is your chance to strike while the iron is hot. Now, what are you going to do? That I don't know. Because when I hear them talk, it sounds a lot like, which is nothing. It goes back to it's all talking points. Well, we're going to do this, and then we're going to do that, and then we're gonna go over here, and we're going to do that. And I want to know what do you have? This is now yours because you're part of the government. Yes, the Democrats, you jacked this pooch with this. You passed it without any help from Republicans back in the day. We need to pass it, see what's in it. And Obamacare was always going to fail. And you knew that from jump. You put so many ridiculous things into Obamacare. Everybody's got to be covered for everything. You're a 33-year-old woman. How's your prostate? What? Now, I know in the Democrat world, a woman could have a prostate, but in reality, no, they can't. Not in the physical side of stuff, okay? And if you're a 70-year-old man, do you really need maternity care? No. It was never going to be that way. It got so expensive. The thought process was the pool was going to be so big, it was going to keep prices down. What happened? Older people with chronic illness made up a lot of it. It was always doomed to fail. The lobbyists got in there. There was no cost control on anything. We can go on and on why this thing failed, but it did. Now, it's broken, and you have a chance to fix it, Republicans, and you've talked about this for years. Now's your chance. But if you do nothing, guess what happens? People are going to say, you got rid of the subsidies. These prices went up. You did nothing about it after saying you were going to do something about it. And now what? I'm not saying they don't have a fix, but I haven't heard it. I don't think many people have either. So this will be interesting to see what they have. And the whole thing was, Mike Johnson even said, maybe we'll bring it to a vote. Maybe we won't. He's not. He's not. They'll debate it, and then they're not going to bring it to a vote. So I think we recognize that isn't going to happen. So tomorrow night, everything should be somewhat open. I don't expect. I think the biggest issue is, and this will be a serious issue, getting everybody back to D.C. with planes not in the air the way they should be. They're cutting, was it 6% throughout today? They may have to do it again tomorrow. Getting people back, I'm assuming they'll get most back, but would I be surprised if tomorrow they don't have everybody back in D.C.? I wouldn't be surprised. And here's the other thing, too. Something that's not being talked about, but needs to be talked about. Mrs. Grijalva from Arizona is going to be sworn in. She will be that 218 number that gets potentially the Epstein stuff available. Will it happen? That I don't know, because I'm sure there's some way that they'll figure something out to protect, but I think it's something to keep an eye on. We're going to go from there to this right here. And this is still, to me, and it goes along with what we're talking about, the expense of healthcare, but this is the biggest issue out there. It's the economy. It's always the economy. We're a nation that is still a checkbook society. And Trump with Laura Ingraham last night, and he's done this on a few occasions, he gets very upset about the economy. And it's funny because when I talk about the economy to people, or when we nuance is lost, you can't have conversations anymore. People live in the world of tribes and they all throw fits and it's like, fucking settle down, right? Jiminy Cricket. Well, you said something mean about Trump. And how is that mean about Trump? Stating the truth, having an opinion about something that he's talking about doesn't mean I hate Trump or like Trump, which, by the way, I have no feelings for. No offense. He was the best of a bad option? Yeah. Do I like some of the stuff he does? Yeah. Do I think that tariffs are an absolute freaking mistake? 100%. Do I think it's hurt the economy? I think it has. But that being said, one of the big issues, obviously the economy was massive. The massive in 2024. One of the big mistakes of many big mistakes in the Biden administration was telling people your feelings are wrong about the economy. Your feelings are wrong about the economy. No, you don't understand. Your feelings are wrong about the economy. You think they're right, but they're wrong. This is transitory. It's only temporary. It's going to get better. They're just wrong about the feelings. No, that's not it. Trump is doing the same thing, and he's making a mistake. And I say this over and over again. Don't piss down my back and tell me it's raining. Don't gaslight me. Don't do it. All right? The polls are lies. It's all lies. No. You want a real poll, right? Screw the poll from, Quinnipiac or YouGov or Yahoo or Washington Post or anything. If you want a real poll, go to a supermarket. Talk to people. Check your bank account. Stop telling everybody how great everything is and it's never been better. And it's the greatest economy of all time, and et cetera, et cetera. People aren't buying it. And at the end of the day, we're still about the economy, stupid.
The economy was listed as a top concern. I know you know this, for voters in New Jersey, New York, Virginia. I know you've been all over the affordability issue today and for the last several months. Eggs, gas, a dinner cost for Thanksgiving way down. But other things, as you noted, have gone up. Beef, coffee, auto repairs. Is this a voter perception issue of the economy, or is there more that needs to be done by Republicans on Capitol Hill, or done in terms of policy?
More than anything else, it's a con job by the Democrats. They're saying, they just have to say, they put out something, say today costs are up. They feed it to the anchors of ABC, CBS, and NBC, and a lot of other, and CNN, and et cetera. And it's like a standard. I'll never forget, they had used a word like manufactured. Do you remember the word manufactured? It's a manufactured economy. Nobody uses that word. Every Anchor, broker, manufacturer. They do exactly what they say. It's such a rigged system. So are you ready? Costs are way down.
Costs are way down. Do you feel like they're way down? No. And don't tell me it's a con job. Okay? It's not. It's not a con job. There's not some sort of little Democrat elf that sneaks into my bank account and takes money out when nobody's looking. It's not. Prices are up. That's the reality of it. Is it all your fault? Well, it's your economy now. Can I say it's all your fault? No. There's going to be some lap over, but this is yours. Do I think the economy is going to struggle for a long time? No, I don't. Do I think we're going to have some bumps in the road? Absolutely. But when you're lying to everybody about, well, it's the economy, it's great, it's never been better, and then you go out and you Walmart. Well, Walmart's down 25% compared to last year. Well, it's got 6 less things, I think, in it than last year. Far less name brands. Not that Great Value isn't a name brand that is theirs. They've taken some stuff out that would be a little bit more expensive. You come to find out, well, it's a little bit more. It's not apples to apples you're comparing. Okay? People feel it every single day. Go look at the numbers in all of the polls, or better yet, ask yourself. And some of you who live for Trump and do not think he can do any wrong, you will always say, he's the greatest. It doesn't matter. I'm talking about the average person. And then the most important thing is the independents. And independents right now blame him for the economy in a major way. That right there is the thing that you pay attention to the most. Republicans and Democrats will give you whatever line they need to give you to make sure that the tribe is all about, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Way to keep in good with the tribe. Independents will say, nah, it's kind of shit. You know, it is what it is. It's all we want. Just the truth. I can figure everything else out from there. We're grown-ups. Yes, the economy feels like it's a little bit more expensive because it is. And yes, some things are good. Gas prices, they are down. I mean, from last year, and they're going to probably come down a little bit more, which is great. But a lot of other stuff, and because of the tariffs, that's not helping either. And this thought process of we're going to send $2,000 checks out to some people. No, you're not. What the hell are you doing that for? That's insane. First of all, maybe you want to keep it in the savings account just in case the case that you think you're going to win in the court, which I don't think you're going to win, doesn't work out the way you think it's going to. And we got to figure out how to pay back who? The Americans who imported all that stuff and had to pay for it. But you saying that you're going to send it out to, the middle class and people at or below the poverty line, $2,000, and you come to find out that's going to be double what you took in, that doesn't seem like wise thing to do. That feels like you might as well go, who wants $2,000 for a vote next year in the midterms? Anybody? No, we've got some issues. There's no doubt. Doesn't mean it's all bad. Doesn't mean it's all shit. Quite frankly, I don't think it is, but I think we're going to have some bump in the roads. And all I want from people is just some honesty. But unfortunately, we live at a time when people want affirmation, not information. And they want somebody to be their hero or their villain. That's not what we do here. It's not what I do on my radio show, and I'll call bullshit when I call it. And this right here is bullshit. And I think a lot of you recognize that. And you know what? A lot of you feel that too, because I hear from you. And this is funny. I will get people to text me every day who will send me a DM and say, dude, I agree 100%, but I don't know if I could say that, to any of my friends because they'll be mad at me. And I'm like, fuck, what? Who'd be mad at you for going, man, life's more expensive? He said he was going to bring everything down day one. He hasn't. Well, that's because you are evil. No, it's just stating fact. All right? It's not personal. It should never be personal. We're independent. We do our thing here. We are the exhausted majority. I love hearing from all of you. Check out my radio show tomorrow. Go to ChadBensonShow.com. Nationwide, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Pacific, 9 to noon on the East Coast on a whole bunch of stations. Reach out to us whenever you can. At Chad Benson Show is your X. Like and subscribe here. Share this. I appreciate it when you do. You guys have a blessed night, and we will talk to you tomorrow.